So, how does an AI like ChatGPT solve a really tricky problem it's never seen before? Well, it's not magic. Turns out there's a secret trick, a special way of asking the question that unlocks a hidden ability. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Okay, take a look at this math problem. It seems pretty simple, right? You probably figured it out in your head in, what, a few seconds? But for an AI, a multi-step problem like this can actually be a huge challenge. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. If you just ask a powerful AI this question in a normal way, it can get it completely wrong. But if you use this specific secret trick in the prompt, boom, it gets it perfectly right. It's the same AI, the same question. So what on earth is the difference? To get the trick, first we have to understand why the AI messes up in the first place. So let's pull back the curtain on how these things actually work. Okay, first things first, we gotta get one thing straight. Even the absolute smartest AIs out there don't think like you and I do. And that little misunderstanding is the key to why they make these kinds of mistakes. The technology powering tools like ChatGPT is called a large language model, or LLM for short. And you can think of it as a giant brain that's been trained on a huge chunk of the internet. Books, articles, websites, just to learn the patterns of how we humans talk. And here it is. This is the most crucial part. An LLM doesn't understand ideas or reason about things. It's just an incredibly sophisticated pattern matching machine. Its entire job, really, is to look at a bunch of words and predict, based on everything it's ever seen, what the next most likely word should be. It's kind of like a massive game of fill in the blank. If you give it the phrase, "the capital of France is," it's seen that pattern so many times in its training data that it just knows statistically the next word is almost certainly going to be Paris. Now, that works great for simple facts. But with our tennis ball problem, trying to jump straight from the question to the final number, that's too big of a leap. There's no simple, obvious pattern that connects that sentence directly to the number 11. So the AI needs a totally different strategy. And this brings us right to the trick itself. And it's a beautifully simple idea, one you probably learned way back in grade school. You have to show your work. See, a normal prompt asks the AI to make one giant leap, from the question all the way to the answer. But that jump is just too far. The trick is to not ask for a leap at all. Instead, we ask for a series of small, easy steps that build a bridge to the right answer. This whole technique actually has a name. It was discovered by researchers at Google, and they call it chain of thought prompting. The idea is, instead of just giving the AI questions and answers, you show it examples of the full thought process, step by step. Honestly, the best way to think about it is that you're just asking the AI to think out loud. Before it spits out the final answer, it has to first predict the logical steps a person would take to get there. But why does this work so well? Why does forcing an AI to write out the steps make it go from wrong to right? Well, the secret is all about breaking a big, hard problem down into smaller, easier ones. Trying to guess the final answer in one go is like trying to jump across a giant river. It's probably not going to work. But chain of thought provides stepping stones. Each little step, like first calculate how many new balls there are, is a much smaller, much easier pattern for the AI to predict correctly. The researchers who discovered this put it perfectly in their 2022 paper. They said a chain of thought is just a series of these intermediate steps that lead to the final answer. The AI basically creates a logical path for itself to follow, and each step helps keep it on track. This discovery was obviously huge, but it also revealed something completely unexpected about how these AI models work, something that I think surprised even the researchers themselves. So here's the twist. This trick doesn't work on just any AI. The research showed that it only works on the really, really big models. We're talking ones with about 100 billion parameters or more. It's like this ability to reason step by step isn't programmed in. It just appears. It emerges once the model gets complex enough. It's wild. So how big of a breakthrough is this, really? Well, the numbers are pretty staggering, but they also point to a fundamental flaw in how these systems operate. The results are just dramatic. On a really tough set of math word problems, Google's big AI model jumped from just 18% accuracy with a normal prompt all the way to 57% using chain of thought. That's more than 3 times better, just by changing how the question was asked. But here's the catch. The AI is still just a pattern matcher. It's not actually reasoning. And this means it can generate a chain of thought that looks perfectly logical, but is completely and totally wrong. This is what researchers call a hallucination. when the AI just confidently makes stuff up because the pattern feels right, even if it's not based in reality. Here is a perfect example. You ask it, how many letters are in Mississippi? The AI starts generating steps that seem logical. It identifies the unique letters, M, I, S, P, and then it says, therefore, the answer is 4. The process looks like reasoning, but it completely misunderstood the question. It followed a pattern for a totally different kind of question. It's mimicking the form of logic without any actual understanding. So, when you put this all together, what does this breakthrough really tell us about where AI is headed? At the end of the day, chain of thought is way more than just a clever trick. It's a fundamental shift. It proves that getting the most out of an AI isn't just about building bigger and bigger models. It's about learning to ask better questions. And that leaves us with this final, fascinating question. If a simple idea like asking an AI to show its work can unlock this much power, what other incredible abilities are still just sitting there, locked away, waiting for us to find the right key?